I sent my brother $847,000 over 5 years. I trusted him with everything. When I finally came home to see the mansion I'd been building, the businesses I'd been funding, the family I'd been supporting, there was nothing. My brother looked me in the eyes and said the words that shattered my world. "The money is gone, Emeka. All of it." This is the true story of how winning the American lottery became my greatest curse. And if you think you know how this ends, you don't. But before we begin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this story will change how you see family forever. Now let me tell you about the day everything changed.
The queue at the Mr. Bigg's on Allen Avenue in Ikeja was always long during lunch hour, but Emeka Nwachukwu didn't mind waiting. He was a delivery driver for a logistics company, and this was the only 30 minutes of peace he'd get all day. His phone buzzed with another message from his mother. "Emeka, your brother Chidi needs 50,000 naira for his business. When can you send?" Emeka stared at the message and sighed. 50,000 naira. That was almost his entire month's salary. Chidi's businesses had a way of needing constant funding, but never quite taking off. Still, family was family. He typed back, "I'll send what I can on Friday." As he finally reached the counter to place his order, the American man in front of him turned around, bumping into Emeka and dropping something from his pocket. "Oh man, I'm so sorry." The American bent to pick it up, a crumpled lottery ticket. He laughed. "These things are worthless anyway. I buy them every time I'm in Nigeria visiting my wife's family, like some kind of stupid tradition. Never won a dime." He handed the ticket to Emeka with a grin. "Here, you take it. Consider it my apology for almost knocking you over. It's for tonight's Mega Millions draw. Maybe you'll have better luck than me." Emeka looked at the bright yellow ticket with its rows of numbers. He'd never played the American lottery, didn't even know Nigerians could play. But something made him pocket the ticket instead of throwing it away. "Thank you, sir," he said, smiling at the absurdity of it. That night, while eating rice and stew in his small one-room apartment in Surulere, Emeka remembered the ticket. Out of curiosity, he Googled the Mega Millions results. His hands were greasy from dinner as he scrolled through the winning numbers. 14, 28, 35, 46, 52, Megaball, 11. His heart stopped. He pulled out the crumpled ticket with trembling fingers, convinced he'd misread. But there they were, all 6 numbers, exactly matching. Emeka Nwachukwu, a 32-year-old delivery driver from Lagos, had just won $48 million in the American Mega Millions lottery. He couldn't breathe, couldn't think. This had to be fake, some kind of mistake. People like him didn't win millions of dollars. He refreshed the results page 10 times. The numbers didn't change. At 2 a.m., he finally called his older brother, Chidi. "Guy, you better have a good reason for waking me at this hour," Chidi grumbled. "Chidi, I won. I won the American lottery. $48 million. Silence. Then laughter. "Emeka, have you been drinking?" "I'm serious. I have the ticket. The winning ticket." "Impossible. How can you even play American lottery from Nigeria?" "A man gave me his ticket today, an American. I just checked the numbers. Chidi, I'm not joking. We're rich." The laughter stopped. When Chidi spoke again, his voice was different, serious, calculating. "Don't tell anyone else. Not Mama, not our siblings. Nobody. Meet me tomorrow morning. We need to figure out how to claim this safely." Over the next 6 months, Emeka learned that claiming an American lottery win from Nigeria was complicated. There were lawyers, international banking regulations, visa applications, tax considerations. The jackpot, after taxes and the lump sum reduction, came down to $28.4 million. Still an unimaginable fortune. Chidi, who had studied accounting before dropping out to pursue various failed businesses, helped navigate everything. He was the educated one, the sharp one, the one who understood paperwork and official documents. Let me handle the legal side, Chidi insisted. You focus on getting your visa approved so you can travel to America to claim it properly. Emeka trusted him completely. Why wouldn't he? Chidi was his older brother, his protector since childhood, the one who had shared his last meal with Emeka when times were hard. JFK Airport felt like stepping into a movie. Emeka had never traveled outside Nigeria before, and now he was landing in New York City as a millionaire. The Lottery Commission had arranged everything: a lawyer, a financial advisor, a media handler to help him avoid publicity if he wanted. He chose the anonymous option. The last thing he needed was Nigerian internet knowing he had millions. The kidnapping risk alone would be terrifying for his family back home. The money hit his account 3 weeks later. $28,400,000. Emeka stared at his phone screen and cried. His father had died when Emeka was 12 years old, leaving their mother to raise 5 children by selling tomatoes at Oyingbo Market. She had washed clothes for richer families so they could eat. She had borrowed money from loan sharks to pay school fees. And now Emeka could change everything. His plan was simple. Stay in America for a few years, invest wisely, send money home generously, and eventually return to Nigeria with enough wealth to transform his family's fortunes forever. He called home from his small apartment in Brooklyn. "Mama, it's real. The money is real. You will never suffer again, I promise you." His mother wept. "Emeka, my son, God has remembered us, but you must be wise with this blessing. Money can destroy faster than poverty." "Don't worry, Mama. Chidi will help manage things there. I'll send money for everything we need." And he did. First transfer, $50,000 to buy Mama a proper house. No more renting a face me, I face you apartment in Mushin. Second transfer, $30,000 to pay off all family debts and give his siblings capital to start businesses. Third transfer, $100,000 to Chidi specifically. Start that construction company you always dreamed about. I believe in you, brother. Emeka got a job as an Uber driver in New York, not because he needed the money, but because he needed something to do. He lived modestly in a one-bedroom apartment in Queens, ate at home most days, and carefully invested 80% of his winnings in index funds and real estate, just like his financial advisor recommended. Every month he sent money home, sometimes $10,000, sometimes $20,000, depending on what projects Chidi told him were ongoing. "The house construction is going well, but we need more for the roofing. Mama's small shop is doing great, but the generator broke. Your sister Nekechi's school fees just increased. We found a perfect land for the plaza you wanted to build. The owner is only willing to sell now. The business needs a new vehicle for deliveries." He sent it all. Over 5 years, through dozens of wire transfers and MoneyGram payments, he sent $847,000 back to Nigeria, nearly 2/3 of his lottery winnings after living expenses and taxes. But he was happy. He video called home every week and saw progress. Chidi would show him photos of the house construction, the shop inventory, the business vehicles. Mama looked healthier, better fed, wearing new clothes. His siblings seemed to be thriving. "You're doing an amazing thing," his financial advisor told him. "But maybe slow down on the transfers. You should secure your own future first." "They're my family," Emeka said simply. "What's mine is theirs." In year 4, Emeka met Jennifer, a Nigerian-American nurse. They fell in love, got married, and she gave birth to twin boys. Life was good, better than good. Emeka was living the American dream, and his family back home was living better than they ever had. Then came the call that changed everything. "Emeka, you need to come home." It was his younger sister, Neoma, and she was crying. "What happened? Is Mama okay?" "Mama is fine, but you just need to come home. Please, don't ask questions, just come." The fear in her voice made him book a flight that same day. Jennifer stayed in New York with the twins, while Emeka rushed back to Lagos, his mind racing with terrible possibilities. Was Mama sick? Had something happened to one of his siblings? The Lagos traffic from Murtala Muhammad Airport was as chaotic as he remembered. When the taxi finally pulled up to what should have been Mama's house in Lekki Phase 1, the house he'd sent $120,000 to build, Emeka's heart sank. The address was right, but instead of the modern two-story building Chidi had shown him in photos, there was an empty lot of land with some old foundation blocks half buried in sand, overgrown weeds, a rusting gate that led to nothing. "Are you sure this is the right address?" Emeka asked the driver, his voice hollow. "Yes, sir, this not a place. Number 47. Emeka got out of the taxi slowly, his legs not quite working properly. He walked onto the property. No house, no construction, just empty land and broken dreams. His phone rang. "Neoma, where are you?" "I'm at the address for Mama's house. Neoma, where is the house?"
Silence. Then, "We're at Mama's real place, the place she's been living all these years, Ikotun. I'll text you the address." The address came through. Ikotun. A neighborhood Emeka knew well. Working class, crowded, nowhere near as nice as Lekki. With mounting dread, he got back in the taxi. Mama's real house was a small bungalow with faded paint and rusty zinc roof. The kind of place that might cost $15,000, not $120,000. Emeka's knees went weak as he approached the door. Inside, his family was waiting. Mama, Neoma, his other siblings Obina and Kechi. Their faces told him everything before anyone spoke. "Where is Chidi?" Emeka asked. "He's coming, my son. Sit down." "Mama, where is the house I built? The house in Lekki, the photos Chidi sent me for 5 years." His mother started crying. Nkechi spoke up, her voice angry. "There is no house in Lekki, Emeka. There never was. Those photos Chidi showed you, he downloaded them from a real estate website. He even photoshopped Mama into some of them." The room spun. "What?" "The shop you thought you funded doesn't exist," Obina added. "The business vehicles never bought. The plaza land never purchased. Everything Chidi told you was a lie." "That's not possible. I sent money every month. Almost $1 million over 5 years. Where did it all go?" The door opened and Chidi walked in. He was wearing an expensive suit, gold watch, designer shoes. He looked like money. He looked guilty. "Chidi!" Emeka stood up, his entire body shaking. "Tell me they're lying. Tell me this is all some misunderstanding." Chidi couldn't meet his eyes. "I can explain." "Explain what? Explain what? Where is my money? Where is everything I built for this family?" "The money is gone, Emeka. All of it." The words hung in the air like poison. "Gone where?" Chidi finally looked at him, and Emeka saw something that broke his heart. No remorse, just defensiveness. "I had expenses. The business needed capital. Things cost more than you realized. You were in America. You didn't understand Nigerian prices." "Don't lie to me," Emeka's voice cracked. "Where is my money?" Neoma stood up, holding her phone. "I'll tell you where it is. He bought himself a house in Banana Island, $3 million, cash. He has 5 different cars. He travels to Dubai every month. He has a girlfriend in a luxury apartment in Victoria Island that he's paying for. He's been living like a billionaire with your money while telling you he was building your legacy." Emeka felt like he'd been punched in the stomach. "Chidi, how could you? You had so much. You won millions for doing nothing. You bought a random lottery ticket and became rich while I struggled my entire life. I worked hard. I studied. I tried to build businesses and I failed over and over again. Then you, my younger brother, you become a millionaire by accident. Was I not entitled to some of it? Was I not family too? I gave you some of it. I sent you $100,000 for your company. I sent money for everyone. But you stole. You lied. You made me think I was building something for Mama while you were... I couldn't even finish the sentence. I deserve to be rich too, Chidi said, and the selfishness in his voice was chilling. You weren't even supposed to win that lottery. That ticket wasn't meant for you. Mama stood up, her face hard with anger Emeka had never seen before. Get out of my house, Chidi. You are no longer my son. Mama, you don't mean. Get out. She pointed at the door. You have disgraced this family. You have stolen from your own brother who trusted you. You have lied to my face for 5 years. You are dead to me. Chidi looked around the room at his siblings' disgusted faces, at his mother's rage, at Emeka's devastation. Then he turned and walked out, still wearing his expensive suit, bought with stolen money. The silence after he left was deafening. Emeka spent that week in a daze, piecing together the full extent of the betrayal. Chidi had been incredibly thorough in his deception. He'd created fake receipts, fake invoices, fake progress reports. He hired people to pretend to be contractors in video calls. He rented expensive houses for photo shoots to send as progress pictures. The legal route was complicated. Yes, Chidi had committed fraud, but proving it in Nigerian courts would take years and cost money Emeka barely had left. His financial advisor in America had warned him about depleting his accounts, but Emeka hadn't listened. He'd been so focused on helping family that he'd ignored building his own security. Now, with 2 children and a wife in America, he maybe had $150,000 left from his original $28 million. 5 years of work, 5 years of trust, reduced to almost nothing. But something unexpected happened. The story leaked somehow, probably through family gossip, and within days it was everywhere. Nigerian Twitter exploded. Blogs picked it up. A major Nigerian newspaper ran the story. Lottery winner defrauded of millions by greedy brother. The public outrage was massive. People tracked down Chidi's social media accounts and discovered years of lavish lifestyle posts, club appearances, designer shopping sprees, luxury vacations, all funded by stolen money, while his family thought they were building a legitimate business. Then the donations started. A Nigerian tech entrepreneur sent $20,000 with a message, "Family betrayal is the worst kind. Take this. Rebuild." A diaspora group raised $35,000 through a GoFundMe. Even random Nigerians who had nothing sent $5, $10, $20, saying, "We're sorry this happened to you." Within a month, Nigerians had donated over $100,000 to Emeka, not because they pitied him, but because they'd all been betrayed by family at some point. They saw themselves in his story. Chidi, meanwhile, found himself unemployable. His face was everywhere, associated with greed and betrayal. His Banana Island house, bought with cash, no mortgage, was seized when EFCC got involved following public pressure. His assets were frozen pending investigation. Emeka didn't feel victorious. He just felt tired. 1 year after the betrayal was revealed, Emeka sat in a small office in Ikeja with his mother and remaining siblings. With the donated money and what he had left, they'd started something real this time. A logistics company, using Emeka's years of experience as a delivery driver. It wasn't glamorous. They had 3 vehicles, not a fleet. They operated out of a modest warehouse, not a fancy office. But it was real. It was honest. And slowly it was growing. Mama had refused to move to a bigger house. She said firmly, "I will live in the house I can afford with my own work. Anything beyond that is temporary." Neono managed the books with obsessive transparency. Every naira was accounted for.
Trust had to be rebuilt, even among the honest siblings. Chidi reached out once, through a cousin. He was broke, disgraced, living in a rented room in Thestak. He wanted to apologize, wanted another chance. Emeka thought about it for a long time. In American movies, this is where the forgiveness scene happens, where family reconciles and everyone learns and grows. But this wasn't a movie. "Tell him I forgive him," Emeka told the cousin. "For my own peace, I forgive him. But he is not part of this family anymore. The trust is gone and it's not coming back. He made his choice." Sometimes forgiveness doesn't mean restoration. Sometimes it just means letting go of the anger so it doesn't poison your future. Back in New York, Jennifer supported him through everything. The twins were growing fast, already 3 years old. Emeka still drove Uber sometimes, and every fare taught him something his lottery winnings could never have taught him. True wealth isn't about how much money you have. It's about who you can trust when you have nothing. He thought about that American man at Mr. Bigg sometimes, the one who'd given him that lottery ticket. That small act of kindness had changed Emeka's life, given him millions, then taught him the most expensive lesson about family and greed and human nature. The lottery was supposed to be his blessing. Instead, it had been his teacher. And now, older and wiser, Emeka understood what his mother had tried to tell him that first day. Money can destroy faster than poverty. She was right. But so was the other thing she had said as they sat in that
A man who survives betrayal and still chooses to be kind has learned the greatest lesson of all. Emeka chose to be kind. To the family who remained, to the strangers who donated, to himself by forgiving his own naivete. And to Chidi, he chose to let him go. Not with hatred, not with revenge, just release. Because sometimes the greatest wealth isn't millions in the bank. It's peace of mind, trustworthy people around you, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Emeka Nwachukwu had won $48 million in the American lottery. But his real fortune was what remained after everything was stolen: integrity, a lesson learned, and a family that chose honesty over greed. That no brother could ever take away. Not everyone who smiles with you is happy for you. Protect your blessings, guard your trust, and remember, blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family.